the state of South Carolina when he lived over there. And this is what kind of brought some of this out. A sexual perp, you know, you hear people say, hey, they look like a perp. Not always. You'll have somebody's clean cut, wears a suit to work every day, and then you got one that looks like Grizzly Adams. They both can be a sexual perp. Now, we have a lot of that going on inside the families. You know, brother will perp on sister, and then he'll perp on somebody else. Sister has a kid, he'll start perping on them. When I worked in Hamlin County, I put the last grandkid in custody. And of course, grandma hates me. Brother is a sex offender. They wouldn't let up on that. They didn't care. As her brother, she's not gonna keep her son away from brother. Brother started perping on him. And I know if we put a kid in custody, I have to staff it with my supervisor, which is a team leader. I have to staff it with my team coordinator, which is my supervisor's boss, and our attorney. When I called the attorney on the case in Hamlin, he said, well, you need to give me some details. I told him the last name. He said, go ahead. So he knew that, you know, something was going on with that family. We had a case over here in Jefferson City back during the summer. 4-year-old perping on a 5-year-old. You can't go in, you know, of course we're not going to arrest a 5-year-old, or the law enforcement's not going to arrest them. The one thing I did explain to the mother, if somebody calls the police and says, hey, this kid's out here in the backyard messing with this other kid, and the police pull up, they're going to arrest mom. And then they're going to call us, have us come get the kids. In the old days, it used to bother me to put a kid in custody. And I put some kids in custody. It's been a very sad situation. But, you know, now I've learned to not bat an eye at it. Before Christmas in Jefferson City alone, I put 11 kids in custody. I put 4 in 2 days before Christmas. Every one of them was over drugs. But if you see a child perping on another child, or hear about a child perping on another child, you know, that's one of them deals, if in doubt, call DCS. Call the intake line. Of course, you know, a lot of people think they can call us, and we cannot go out without a report.
So if you report this, because we work with the same kids over and over again, if you make that report, then do you have any right to know what the outcome of that was, if you were the person that reported it? Because, you know, our students are continuing to work with these kids after they've reported it, and then they never hear back, like, did anybody investigate? Was there something to it? Or
now, just say for instance, say you're my referring on the case, okay? I have to call you within 15 days.
You mean if I reported it?
If you reported something, I have to call you and I have to talk to you. See if there's any other information you've gathered since I've got this report. I cannot give you details of the case due to the confidentiality law. We will send you a letter. It's just a little 3-sentence letter. When I close out a case, I've used the same letter for years. But due to confidentiality, I can't discuss the investigation with you. I can't tell you if it's indicated or unfounded, you know, what we done, because of the confidentiality law. Now, another thing, if some people feel if I call in a report to DCS, the family's going to find out it's me and they're going to retaliate. We cannot give out your name. It is a Class A misdemeanor for me to give your name. And that's punishable with 1129, and I definitely don't want to lose my job, lose all my benefits, and go to jail because I gave up somebody's name. You know, a lot of people will be like, well, that's my ex-husband's called that in. I still can't tell you who called it in. And of course, they call ex-husband and say, hey, Chuck Owens from DCS said, hey, you're what called this in. And at least once a week, I have to answer a complaint. I've always been told you're not doing your job. You don't get complained on, especially this line of work. There's a lot of people in this county hate me. And especially on my dope cases, you know, they'll go down for the parenting classes and the alcohol and drug stuff. And the director of Tennessee Community Health Services over in Davis, who we use a lot, she told me, she said, boy, people hate you. And I don't care, it don't bother me none. The people I hate to see is the ones we have to constantly go back. We have that too. Which I don't know what the statistics are, but I'm going to throw out a number. 65% of the calls we get are nothing. A lot of them's retaliation. You and her getting a divorce, you'll fix her because she won't let you see the kid, you're gonna call and report on her, or vice versa. Then it'll get to where she's pretty sure you called her, she's gonna call in on you. And then we're constantly having to go out there. And, you know, they're like, well, I know she's smoking dope. We go out and we drug screen her 10 times and she's been negative all 10 times. But, oh, I know she's smoking dope. But I can't tell you not to call in a referral if you suspect abuse or neglect. But,
Question on that
yeah,
point.
go ahead.
I noticed on your handout at the end, you say, in addition to the Department of Children's Services, individuals must report abuse to, and then it can be to report sheriff. So, do we have to?
No, if you call in a report to us, you don't have to call the sheriff's department. Now, if it's something that's a big emergency, say you go up to a house, if you all know what you're looking for, and you see meth making components laying all over the place, call us, call the sheriff's department immediately. Or if you see a child, you know, if you're at Walmart and you know, just say you have to know the family, and the mom was in there smacking the kid around, call us. You can also contact law enforcement right then. They can come take care of it.
Things are more immediately in a crisis.
Right, it's basically, they can come out and, basically a 911 call.
Yeah.
Now, I told you that we can't go out without a report. The only time we can go out without a report is if the police need us right then. A lot of times they'll go ahead and call intake, it takes a little while for that to go through. I responded to a suspected meth lab in Dandridge, and it's been about a year and a half ago. When I was en route to Dandridge, my supervisor was calling in the report. That way we got our report. We get there, and I know it's bad to say, I love working meth lab. There's so much action going on. There's people sitting around handcuffed, meth trucks there, they've got their ball suits on, the whole 9 yards. I love it. And the case I had over in Dandridge, he had meth making components. He almost had everything he needed to start his lab. It's one of those deals, wife found the stuff, said, oh my God, I know what this is. Calls the police on it. So when I get there, here sits the meth truck, here sits this old boy handcuffed. The DA investigator's interviewing him. I said, well, I need to talk to him, when y'all get done before you can take him away. I interview mom, drug screen mom's clean. Well, I tell him after I talk to him, somebody's drug screen you, he's right on a house that woman. I looked at the police and I said, what do I do? They said, take him around the trailer. So we're in the trailer park here. I go trucking around the trailer with him and have him pee in my little cup. And I test him out on the porch. And of course he blows it up. And I said, well, why is you tested positive for opiates? I took a pain pill the other day. Why you test positive for marijuana? I smoked weed yesterday. Why'd you test for this? Well, I took that yesterday. Why'd you test for meth? I ain't using no meth. The thing is, in the house, there was a gallon pickle jar full of urine. Had the lid on it, had a fermenter stuck to it, and he was recycling his meth. And because they do recycle meth.
Yeah.
Why? Meth is in your urine. One big thing. Say I go to jail, I come in, I meet up with scabs, and they say, man, what you in here for? Man, they got me for meth. You got a meth user that's been in there a week going crazy, he'll say, why don't you pee in a cup for me? He'll drink my urine. He can give him a little hit of meth off my urine. Or he'll have me pick off my scabs and he'll eat my scabs.
Okay.